All right, today we're going to demystify a concept from Ayurveda that could seriously be the key to understanding some of your most persistent, nagging health issues. So let me ask you this. Do you ever find yourself with a really short fuse, just snapping at the smallest thing? Or maybe you're in a constant battle with heartburn and it doesn't even matter what you eat. Or maybe your skin just seems to get red and flare up at the drop of a hat. These things can feel so random, so disconnected, right? But what if I told you they could all be signals of the exact same underlying issue, an imbalance in what ancient wisdom calls your body's inner fire? In this explainer, we're going to dive deep into what that actually means. So what is this force behind the fire? Well, it's a concept known in Ayurveda as Pitta. Pitta Dosha is basically the principle of transformation. Imagine it's made up of the elements of fire with just a little bit of water. You can think of it as the engine of your body. It's responsible for every single conversion, from digesting your food into nutrients to metabolizing your thoughts into understanding. It's literally your metabolic power. And here's the thing about Pitta. It has two very, very different sides. When your inner fire is balanced, it's an incredible ally. It gives you a sharp mind, really strong digestion, glowing skin, and laser focus. But when that same fire rages out of control, that's when you get the downsides. Anger, acid reflux, skin inflammation, and that frustrating feeling of impatience. So the goal isn't to put out the fire, but to learn how to manage it. So, how do you know if your fire is burning a little too brightly? Let's get into the common signs of excess Pitta. Physically, the signs are often crystal clear and, you guessed it, related to heat. We're talking about things like hyperacidity and that awful burning sensation of heartburn. Skin problems are a huge indicator. Rashes, acne, or just general redness. People with high Pitta often feel hot, they sweat a lot, and they can be really sensitive to hot weather. And they also tend to have a super strong appetite. They get hangry if a meal is late. And that internal heat, it doesn't just stay physical. Mentally, it shows up as fiery emotions. Think irritability, a super short temper, and just impatience. There's often a tendency to be highly critical of yourself and of other people. Now, this intensity can make you a fantastic leader or athlete, but when it's out of balance, it just leads to stress, frustration, and that feeling that you just can't switch off and relax. So what's adding fuel to this fire? Let's take a look at the common triggers that can push your Pitta way out of balance. A lot of this, maybe unsurprisingly, comes down to modern life. Diet is a big one. Fiery foods like spicy, fried, and really sour or salty things directly aggravate Pitta. Alcohol and too much caffeine do the same thing. But it's also about lifestyle. High-stress environments, being on all the time, skipping meals, and not getting at least 7 hours of sleep, these are major, major contributors. And of course, spending too much time in the hot sun literally adds heat to your system. Okay, but here's the good news. You can absolutely cool things down. And the best place to start is with what you're putting on your plate. In Ayurveda, food is categorized by taste, and this is absolutely key to managing Pitta. To balance that inner fire, you want to lean into foods that are sweet, bitter, and astringent. They have a cooling effect. And at the same time, you want to cut back on pungent, sour, and salty foods, which are heating and just add more fuel to the fire. You can build your entire diet around this simple principle. For instance, ash gourd juice is incredibly cooling. Ghee is famous for its ability to calm Pitta without messing with your digestion. Soaked black raisins, sweet basil seeds, and fresh herbs like mint and cilantro, they basically become your new best friends. Simple additions like these can make a world of difference. But hey, it's not just about food. Your daily habits play a massive, massive role in keeping your inner fire in check. If you practice yoga, this is a total game changer. A lot of us do the sun salutation or Surya Namaskar, which is really heating. The perfect antidote is the moon salutation or Chandra Namaskar. It's specifically designed to activate your body's cooling energy channels through slower, more graceful, sideways movements. It's still engaging, but it's not aggressive at all. And this points to a much larger shift in mindset. For someone with a lot of Pitta, those intense competitive activities can actually backfire. Yeah, they satisfy that drive to win, but they can also seriously ramp up that internal fire, leading to even more irritation. The goal becomes finding balance, not just winning at all costs. What matters most here is bringing in small, consistent habits. Make it a priority to get a full 7 hours of sleep. Make time for meditation to calm down your nervous system. Eat at regular times. Fasting can actually increase acidity for high pitta types, so don't do it. Stay hydrated and maybe think about taking a calming walk instead of an intense run, especially in the cool evening air. Ultimately, this whole approach is about a fundamental shift in how you see things. It's about moving away from just reacting to symptoms, like popping an antacid for heartburn, and moving towards proactively managing the underlying balance in your entire system. It's about learning to work with your body, not against it. Your body is constantly communicating with you through all these signals: the heartburn, the impatience, the inflammation. It's all part of a language. So the real question is, now that you have a translation guide, are you ready to start listening?